Do you think the people around you truly shape who you are? Not just on the surface, but deep inside, where your spirit breathes and your soul quietly decides what to become. There's a reason Carl Jung said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." But here's the brutal truth nobody warns you about. Sometimes that transformation is poison. You know the feeling. That sinking heaviness when you're near someone, like the air grows thick and cold. You can't put your finger on it, but it drags at your energy like a slow, invisible venom. Some people don't add to your life. They erode it. They infect it with doubt, fear, and exhaustion. Their presence is like a shadow that follows you home, lingering long after they're gone. We all want connection, but not every connection is safe. Not every smile hides kindness. Jung understood this darkness in human ties, the way some people shape our destiny not by lifting us up, but by dragging us down. And that's why today, I'm going to reveal the 5 toxic types of people you absolutely must avoid, because your peace, your clarity, your future depends on it. This isn't just psychology, it's survival. These people might be sitting at your dinner table. They might be laughing beside you at work. They could even be hiding behind the word friend. As I describe each type, faces will flash in your mind. Ask yourself with brutal honesty, is this person feeding my soul or slowly stealing it away? Stay with me until the very last one, because the final type is the most dangerous of all, and almost no one sees it coming. Now let's get into it. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, the place where the darkest fragments of human nature live, hidden and hungry. The manipulator walks straight out of that shadow, but you won't see claws or chains. No, they enslave with something far more terrifying: invisible strings. Think about it. Have you ever felt your words twisted until they became knives pointed back at you? Have you ever been cornered in a conversation that felt like quicksand, every sentence pulling you deeper into doubt? That is not love. That is not care. That is psychological warfare disguised as intimacy. This is gaslighting, the slow corrosion of your mind. They don't just lie to you. They make you doubt your own memory, your own senses, your own sanity. Jung would say they drag you into their shadow world, where light bends and truth breaks. A place where you begin to vanish. You'll know them by what they leave behind. The tightness in your chest after speaking with them. The hollow ache in your stomach. That quiet voice whispering, something is wrong, even when you can't prove it. Their weapon is subtle, their mask convincing, and by the time you see the web, they've already wrapped you in silk. And here's the hardest truth. You do not owe anyone endless explanations. You do not owe them your confusion. You do not owe them your reality. When you feel the strings pulling, remember, cutting yourself free is not betrayal. It is survival. Carl Jung once warned, neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. The eternal victim is the very embodiment of that truth. They do not face their pain head-on. They cradle it, polish it, and hold it out for the world to see. Their wounds are not for healing. Their wounds are for display. Every story they tell drips with the same theme. They are the wronged, the misunderstood, the abandoned. And at first, you are pulled in by empathy. You want to mend what life has broken. But soon, you see the pattern. They do not want solutions. They want witnesses. They do not seek light. They want you to sit with them in the endless dark. This is not friendship. This is not intimacy. This is a slow bleed. Psychologists call it emotional vampirism. They drain not with violence, but with sorrow, leaving you emptied, guilty, and ashamed for even whispering inside your own head. Why do I feel worse after helping them? Jung was right again. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. The eternal victim refuses that awakening. They live inside their wound, and they will gladly build your cage beside theirs. Remember this: compassion does not mean chains. Love does not mean surrender. You can care, but you do not have to carry. Their storm was never meant to be your burden. They enter the room, and it feels like gravity shifts. Their confidence blinds. Their words shine with practiced brilliance, and for a moment, you believe you are standing in the presence of something larger than life. That is a narcissist's power. The mask they wear glitters so brightly you mistake it for truth. But stay close long enough, and you begin to notice the cracks. Your victories mean nothing. They dismiss them or twist them into their own reflection. Your suffering, an interruption in the script of their greatness. Their world has only one center, one flame, one God, and it is not you. Carl Jung once warned, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. The narcissist cannot do this. To face themselves would mean confronting the emptiness, the weakness, the fear beneath the mask. So instead, they demand worship. They feed on admiration, validation, attention. And when you fail to supply it, they punish you through silence, ridicule, or quiet cuts so sharp you only realize you're bleeding once your self-worth is on the floor. You'll know them by how small you feel in their shadow, by how your laughter feels too loud, your light too threatening. You will learn to shrink so they can stand taller until you are little more than a ghost orbiting their false sun. But here lies the awakening. Their grandeur is hollow. Their love is transactional. Their mask is only a shield against their own terror. You do not exist to hold it up. You were never meant to be their reflection. And the truth you must claim is this: your worth is not borrowed. Your voice is not a threat. And your light was never meant to dim. You deserve a love that doesn't demand your silence. You deserve to exist fully, fiercely, and without apology. Envy is the silent poison that creeps into rooms without sound. You don't always notice it, but you feel it. The shift in energy, the faint chill when your joy enters the space. Carl Jung warned us that the shadow feeds on what we repress, and envy is the shadow no one dares to confess. It is the emotion of clenched jaws and tight smiles. The envious never clap when you win. Their smile fractures when your light shines too brightly. They watch you rise, but in the quiet corners of their heart, they wish you'd stumble. Sometimes they whisper, sometimes they scheme, and sometimes they simply wait, hoping the universe will punish you for daring to succeed. Dark psychology calls it Schadenfreude, pleasure in another's pain. But envy is darker than that. It doesn't only want what you have, it wants to see it stripped away from you. Have you ever shared your good news and felt the air turn heavy, as if your happiness had sucked the oxygen out of the room? That wasn't your imagination. That was envy staring straight at you. And the danger isn't just them, it's you. Their bitterness seeps in like smoke. It makes you shrink yourself, soften your victories, downplay your light so others won't feel small. But Jung reminds us, the envy of others devours us most of all. When we keep envious souls close, we let their hunger eat at our spirit. So listen carefully. Your light was not made to dim. It was made to burn, to blaze, to blind those who cannot bear its fire. Let the envious choke on their shadows. Your flame was meant to rise. If the manipulator pulls strings, the controller forges chains. Their grip is not playful. It is heavy, suffocating, relentless. Carl Jung once warned that the greatest danger to the soul is losing your individuality in the presence of another. And this is the controller's masterpiece: to erase you until you no longer remember who you are without them. The controller hides their hunger for dominance behind a mask of concern. I just want what's best for you, they say. But notice, what's best always bends in their direction. They decide where you go, who you see, what choices are safe, until your life is no longer your own, but an echo of their will. This is coercive control, the darkest trick of psychology. It doesn't strike with violence, it strangles with subtlety. It rewires you until you ask for permission to breathe, until your decisions feel dangerous, until their voice becomes louder in your head than your own. Picture a bird in a golden cage, fed, sheltered, yet dying inside as it stares at the endless sky. That is the life the controller offers: safety that feels like suffocation, protection that tastes like prison. But Jung whispers through the bars, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. You cannot become in chains. You cannot rise with clipped wings. So break the lock, tear the bars apart, step into the sky. Your freedom is not selfish, it is survival. Carl Jung understood what most people fear to admit, that the human soul is fragile, and the wrong people can twist it until we no longer recognize ourselves. Some wounds do not leave scars on the skin, they leave shadows on the spirit. The manipulator, the eternal victim, the narcissist, the envious, the controller. 5 dark mirrors we must face and refuse, because every time we let them shape us, we dim the flame we were born to carry. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It is the highest act of survival. And if these words stirred something inside you, don't let it stay silent. Let your voice be heard. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Together, we don't just survive the shadows. We rise, we blaze, and we shine brighter than the darkness around us.